Hello, conscious co-creators, and welcome to this pick a card reading today. Today, for our topic, we're looking into July and your themes for the month. So we are going to be looking into 3 places that you can focus your energy and attention this July. We are going to be choosing from 4 different cards. Just a reminder, if you are a Gold or Diamond Evolve member, you have monthly guidance that's a linear, exclusive, extended pick a card available for you on your Evolve homepages. So once you're concluded with this pull and you have the themes for the month, you can go over and check out your guidance on the Evolve pages, and that will provide you with a linear look for your month ahead. Also, if you would like to know your top 3 summer spirit guides, I have those videos up and available for you now. If you have not already checked those out, that is also a pick a card that you can dive into, and we take a look at 3 of your top guides from 30 different spirit guides. So head down to the description to check out those links if you're interested. Okay, let's take a look at the card options that we have for this reading today. Option number 1 is the service card. I feel good when I can help others. Option number 2, indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. Option number 3 is the health card. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And option number 4 is loneliness. I know that I am never alone. All right, once you have made your selection, card option 1, 2, 3, or 4, you can head down to the description and click on the timestamp next to the card that you've chosen for your July reading, and I will see you there. Hello, Group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the first card option here with service. We're going to take a look at the themes that you'll be working with for the month of July. I feel good when I can help others. So this card is actually a beautiful energy. A service energy is always connected to your purpose, like your why. So it looks like you're going to be really focusing on perhaps purposeful energy, service, wow, 1, 2, 3, and how you can, give of yourself in order to be able to serve and help others. And as I said, oftentimes when spirit or people ask spirit about purpose, what is my purpose? How can I serve? Is what they tell us to say, right? How can I be of service today? And this card in particular tells you that as you align with your service and your purposeful energy, so for the month of July, you can see that that's particularly a theme for you, group number 1, then you start to feel really good. So there may be generosity included, but let's get a closer look in more details. I'm just going to set your card aside for now, and we'll take a look at some insight and info for you. Let's see what we have here. Spirit guardian of winter and retreat. There may need to be some, they're saying soul searching, but it feels like connection energy, like a solitude energy here. New beginnings, beautiful. The daffodil fairy. Okay, lovely. This is reconnecting within in order to be able to start something. And the foggy bog with patience. Okay, let's get us some more information for you, group number 1, because this is very lovely. This kind of flow here, it feels like we're checking within ourselves. We're making sure that things are what it is that we want to be aligning with. What is our alignment? We're asking those reflective questions, and service is all about that. It's about going like, use me, basically. You're saying to the universe, you're saying to spirit, you're saying to your spirit team, how can you use me today? What will you have me do? Who will you have me meet? That is a great kind of affirmation / question mantra to ask spirit. So we're going to get coupling cards from the Good Tarot to see what this energy is all about and what this theme has for you. So retreat, new beginnings, and patience. You can see that something wants to begin here for you in July and that you're probably going to need to practice a bit of patience, but let's see where that gets you. So the retreat energy, oh my gosh, of course, the Hermit card. This is the solitude card in the tarot. This is a major arcana card of solitude. If there's a retreat card in the tarot, it's this one. So yeah, doubling down on that. Wow, in order to find your fulfillment with a 9 of Cups or a 9 of Water, look at, you can see the treasure happening here. So for July, one of the themes for you for sure, without a shadow of a doubt now, group number 1, is going to be around listening within. The Hermit card is great. And in this particular Hermit card, we see the door being closed, but all of the keys hung here, which I kind of love. It's like you're tapping in to choose your key to open the next door for this new beginning. And we're going to get some more insight on the new beginning in just a second. But clearly we have this retreating within, needing to go within. The Hermit actually removes themselves from the social aspect of things usually. So they move up into the mountains or they go into their cave with their lantern. And the goal is to be able to start hearing the voice of their soul again, start connecting to their divine self, connecting to their heart, connecting to their intuition, being able to listen and hear what their true purpose or service may be at this time. So your purpose isn't something that you can just like find in a treasure chest, although we do have that kind of pictured here. So I suspect that you may be finding your purpose for the moment in July, which is nice. Group number 1, very nice. But it changes as we move through our journey and as we move along our path. Your purpose and how you're meant to serve, or how you're being called to serve is what I want to say, will shift and change. So here they're asking you to do a bit of internal work, listening, because a 9 of Water is a 9 of Cups, and it is highly connected to emotional fulfillment. So this is like a wish being fulfilled or a wish being granted. However, when you have 2 retreat cards like this, you can see that part of the theme and the reason for going within for you this July is to feel fulfilled. It may be to remember what it is that you've already done in order to be able to inform you as to where it is you're going to be placing your service, or where you're going to be working, or who you're going to be working with, or what you're going to be doing. You feel good when you help others is what your card says. So how can I share my gifts? How can I share my talents? This is going to bring about this feeling of like joy into your heart. You may uncover something that feels so good that you cannot wait, right, to have the new beginning. You may be finding sparks of yourself or remembering pieces and parts of yourself that, you know, if you've been in like a chaotic world, or the world in general is pretty chaotic. There's so much information flying at you all the time. There's always something to do. Things are moving very fast. And this is the opposite of that energy. This is going within, being quiet, allowing yourself to sit with you, reconnect, and ask yourself, what is truly fulfilling to me? Where is it that I am meant to be? How is it that I am meant to serve? And the feeling that's going to come from that is, I mean, it's wonderful. You know, a 9 of Cups is wonderful. It's like finding that treasure within. So this is certainly a theme, the solitude energy, making sure that it feels like how they're saying it is doing for you. So if you've been being pressured by people, or if there's a lot of voices giving you opinions lately, this is about listening to your own truth and really getting clear on what it is that you might need or you might want, as opposed to what other people may be telling you, right? Or the opinions of others. You know, we quiet down the noise when we get a Hermit energy and a retreat card together. Certainly, you're like in the snow globe, you know? And that's going to provide you with such emotional fulfillment that, you know, maybe you haven't been tapped into for a while. So make some time is what I would say, most certainly, group 1, to listen to you. You may need to find quiet time in solitude, like make time for it in order to be able to get answers to this energy. You're really asking, what is fulfilling for me? But I like to say, When any time there's the service energy, I like to say, how will you have me? How will you use me, basically? So you're going within, tapping into your divine self, tapping into your spirit team, and then asking for the assistance and the guidance to be able to show up in service, and the fulfillment will come from that. Let's see what's going on with this new beginning and this daffodil fairy. It is a card number 10, which is interesting because a 10 is usually a closure and a beginning at the same time. It's like a 10 and a 1 together. So we're getting some sort of a closure happening as well. Let's see what we have here. The King of Water, lovely. Oh, talk about feeling very good, feeling top of the game here. Master of the Suit, wow, and the Emperor. He looks joyful. It's like a Triton, King Triton or something. And then the Emperor. The Emperor energy is about taking control back over essentially your life or your path or what it is that you would like to do or start in this case. So the King of Water, I feel like may come naturally to you, that energy over the course of July. It's definitely connected, of course, both of these to new beginnings. But a King of Cups is like the most balanced emotional leader. He's super compassionate. And of course, you're finding this joy somewhere within. You're finding some sort of emotional fulfillment. And I think that this new beginning clearly is attached to pulling back and owning your power. You may be setting new boundaries, starting new things up. The Emperor is a wonderful business person who has certain things in order, knows how to run a business, knows how to run an empire, knows how to run a home, right? Again, these are both masculine energies. So there's some doing, it feels here, something that's turning over. And I don't think that you're going to be questioning yourself at all, group one. A King of Water would never make decisions to do something or put something in motion or set a certain boundary in a state of emotional unrest. So he's really good at taking care of his own emotions and leading from a compassionate place. And you do have the service card. So you may be putting something in order that allows you to be at the top of your game in serving others. You may be showing up as a leader to help people with their emotions or their emotional issues, things like that. You're coming from a place of empathy. You're making decisions from that place. And it really is a service. When you're at the top, you're at the master of the suit. It's a leadership energy. So to have the Emperor as well, this tells me not only that you are going to have authority over your emotions, but if it's connected to service and new beginnings, you may be starting and putting things in order to be able to actually begin something. If you're not like starting a business, going to help people who may be emotionally distressed, this could be that you're setting boundaries in your personal life where you're not willing to experience emotional imbalance anymore. It may be a fresh start for you where you're saying, no, I'm not going to, engage in that anymore. I'm not going to put up with that anymore. I am coming from a mastery position where my emotions need to be in a place where I can have compassion for myself, but, not be controlling somebody else. So it feels like you're tapping back into yourself and understanding what fulfills you, and you are going to begin something. And again, that doesn't have to be specifically something on the physical plane. We don't have any pentacles. There's no reason for me to assume that. It feels to me, though, that whatever it is that is beginning, you're very sure about it. Your emotions are backing you up. You don't feel like you're questioning it. I mean, when the King of Water is reversed, you can feel like very unsure of your emotions or overly emotional, roller coaster energy, making emotional decisions. So the theme for you is to understand that when you're in a very stable emotional place, that's the best time for you to be able to set things in place for yourself, to be able to set those boundaries, to take back your power and set your life up in a way that you truly do desire. And I think that, again, you're going to be getting that information this month if you can allow yourself to tap in here. Now, we do have the Patience energy, which tells me that this may not flow very quickly. Let's see what we have connected. 9 of Earth. Wow, you're getting both of the Great Nines and the High Priestess. Okay, beautiful. this really feels like you are honoring yourself. You're taking time for yourself now. You've got the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Water and the Nine of Earth, which is the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, the translation. The High Priestess is the intuitive of the major arcana. So you've got major arcana cards in each of these couplings. I mean, it's only 6 cards, right? There are 22 cards in the major arcana. So you're getting, this is a big shift, is what I would say. There's some energy behind it. There's some power behind it this July for you. So the Nine of Pentacles is a beautiful card that says you're able to invest in yourself, give to yourself, become more independent. The High Priestess coupling that says you're going to be using your intuition in order to be able to do that to the best of your ability. Now, when we have the Patience connected to that, the Foggy Bug, trusting your intuition is going to be huge because you see all the fog here. You may not really know what's up ahead, so what's coming in August or, September or for the rest of the year or, the year in advance. And you're going to have to be okay with that. This Nine of Earth makes me feel like not only are we taking one step at a time, perhaps, but we're in a place where we're owning our energy again, group number 1. So the investments that are made, this kind of energy, the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Earth, it's fulfillment energy. You get to this place because you've experienced something and you've made it to a 9, right? You've made it all the way from a 1 to the 9. And because this is such beautiful emotional fulfillment and physical fulfillment here, it's like you have more than what you need. It's okay to be a bit patient. You don't have to rush anything this month, is what I would say. This is about giving to yourself, perhaps being in service to others. You may be finding that you're a bit more generous. Intuitively, you're going to know. So you may have all these great ideas happening, and they're telling you be patient with yourself and be patient with this new beginning. If, for instance, you are starting like a new business or a new service, since you literally have the service card, they don't want you rushing into it, right? They want you to have things in order. They want you to be checking in with your emotions. If you're overly impulsive, that would be, out of emotional balance, right? Like following your intuition, getting those checks. And then this is an investment card. So investing in you, independently taking those steps, knowing that you have everything you need to do it. This can also be an enjoyment energy. It's like we have more than we need, so we can take the breaks. We can actually have the time. Take it a bit slower. We don't need things to move super fast. They're meant to move intuitively. You are definitely claiming back your power. Your themes see you going within, like recentering, realigning, doing it in a way that is not rushed, allowing yourself to flow and being very intuitive, seeing beyond the veil, if you will. So you might have a vision that comes, but you've got to check in so that you're making the right investments at just the right time on the physical plane. And the Nine of Earth will allow you to make investments in your physical self. You may be making financial investments as well. So you definitely want to trust your intuition above all else this month. And if it's not a go yet, they're wanting me to add that word. It's important. It's like, it may not be the time to invest in this yet. It doesn't mean never. It just means for right now, we need to be patient. And that could be for a multitude of reasons, of course. It just depends on what it is that you are trying to invest in, right? So if they're telling you to wait, then you want to honor that. You really want to honor how you're feeling about something, your intuition and your heart center and how it's being fulfilled, honoring your own true self and your truth in service. So perhaps you're in service to yourself, okay? If you've been like ignoring yourself or not giving yourself the time of day, right? Prioritizing yourself, this energy is really going to ask you to do that. Is there anything else? It doesn't feel harsh to me, I will say, even with the Emperor. Sometimes the Emperor energy can feel a bit harsh, but because it's coupled by such a compassionate and loving king, it feels like you're an authority in your life again, when maybe before you were either not thinking of yourself that way or not putting yourself on the priority list. But in order to serve others, you first have to serve yourself. So if that's where you're starting, that's fine. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself what you need. Take the time to invest in yourself and trust your intuition because you will be guided. You may need to just take some breaks with a Nine of Earth. A Nine of Earth is like enjoying, your physical experience, investing in things that make your body feel good, that make your home look beautiful. Wow, this card just flew out. That make you feel good. Good food, good clothing, good bedding. Investing in yourself when you feel intuitively called to, and having patience in doing so. So not being impulsive. There's no fire here. So let's see what we have for extra guidance here for you now. Additional guidance, please. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we were just talking about this and this flew right out of the deck. Card number 25, mural. Be your own first priority. So they're reiterating that. So perhaps for a lot of you, you haven't been listening to that voice or making time for that voice within. And this month is a month where it's really a theme for you. We're looking at themes. And it's going to probably give you this maybe creative energy or this feeling of, I can do this. I am recentered. I know what I want. I'm going to start structuring my life in a different way that's really going to serve me. I'm going to invest in myself, and I don't feel the need to rush is what it is. It's like the trusting that everything is happening at the right time in divine order. So you're like beginning to really trust in yourself and divine orchestration. Be your own first priority. Put yourself at the top of the list. It's a massive thing you need to do this month, group number 1. And the garden. Something lovely will grow from this. Yes. Something new. Look at the new bud. Wow. In this group, they just want you to get back in touch with yourself. So I'm going to place your card back here just for the time being to close your reading. We'll get some more insight, but I just feel like it's important to remember that you have this card because, as we're moving through your reading, it really does feel like the service needs to be toward yourself first. Be your own first priority. Be in service to yourself. Set up your life in a way that feels very good and fulfilling for you. Invest in yourself because something lovely is going to grow from that. The patience energy. I mean, when you're growing something, you must have patience. Something feels like it wants to bud within you. And again, maybe you just have not been giving yourself the time of day. Maybe you haven't been giving your dreams the time of day, and you've been putting off or procrastinating, setting up actual plans or structures that are going to serve you. This is the month where you actually get to think about that and then start putting it in place if you allow. And again, I will say, excuse me, for some of you, this will be setting something up to serve others. But if you're not there yet, the key is to service yourself first. Feel good when you help yourself. Because we have so much solitude energy coming in here first, I think that you need to look at you first, right? They're telling us that in multiple ways throughout your reading. Okay, let's see what else we have for guidance. Acquire gratitude for life itself. I mean, it just feels like some of you maybe have been going through some hardship energy. Things have been a bit difficult. Maybe they've felt a bit stuck. So they're telling you gratitude and service. Let's see what else we have here. What else would you like to tell group 1? Enjoy the process instead of always looking for the result. Maybe you were chasing something, whatever it is that's been kind of keeping you either on a hamster wheel or has been tiring you out or isn't yielding any results, etc. This is certainly a slower month for this group. This is not something that feels fast-paced at all. You can see she's taking her time drawing a mural, but giving herself the time, taking time to grow something beautiful. She's sitting in peace and look what she's grown. So I think you just need to take some time for yourself for sure this month, group number 1. Focus on what it is that you truly want to begin or what's connecting for you, and drown out like all the voices of the external world. It feels like we're not really interested in what other people may have to say about it. So you may not want to share everything that that's going on within you. If you have something that you're thinking about setting up or something that you want to put in place, you may want to work on that in solitude. You may not want to share it. Have patience about when it is that you're meant to share something. Because the enjoying the process and being in gratitude instead of looking too far ahead is so important here. Remember, we're in the foggy bog a bit, and we have the High Priestess, so you're just going to be led step by step if you allow. It's a nice energy for you, group number 1, for July. So I'm just going to close your reading with a couple of affirmations. I'm ready to accept and receive miracles beyond what I've ever experienced. Wow. I'm putting this here. So perhaps new enlightening insights will come. You're going to see as you kind of prioritize yourself, Spirit aiding you. Maybe you're meant to step into gratitude here and do the miracles practice, like tiny miracles, watching and looking for miracles and identifying miracles. And I also think you're slowing down, group one. Maybe you've been really busy and now they're just telling you in July, we need you to slow down, reconnect, look for the tiny miracles. And here's your affirmation in order to be able to receive them, right? I'm ready to accept and receive miracles beyond what I've ever experienced. Something new. Definitely something new. And I feel like it's just going to make you feel very good with these kind of water cards. Feel very good. And finally, we have, okay, this is humorous, right? I give me space to breathe in this moment and recognize there is beauty in life's pauses. So that wraps it up in a bow for you, certainly. Group number one, Spirit is reiterating till the end. You have plenty of time. You can trust in the timing of things. You do not need to rush this month. It's all about allowing yourself to tap in, get ready to receive, practice gratitude, make that time for yourself and enjoying this process. You can breathe in this moment. There's beauty and gratitude and life's pauses, taking it easy, being patient, because there's something lovely that's going to come out of these kind of insights that you're going to get this month. So be in service to others, yes, but make sure that first you are in service to yourself, group number one, for the month of July. I hope that this serves you as you move forward. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who may want to pick their cards as well. If you'd like to, leave me a comment down below and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of my future readings. And it was my absolute pleasure to read for you. I love this energy, slowing it down for July. Again, I hope that this serves you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, group two, and welcome to your reading today. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the second card option, an indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. So perhaps you're choosing this card because you've been faced with a lot of decisions that you have to make and you're pondering them. And clearly this month for July, you're being guided to get more connected to your intuition and to make your choices from there, or at the very least to honor your own inner knowing, inner wisdom, honor those light bulbs and those nudges that are going on within you, to be able to lean into and connect to what your intuition is saying outside of your mind. Because the indecision really happens, in our mind. We feel it for sure. And it can be, of course, very unsettling. You're getting the ripped card. I don't know what that card is. It has a little rip in it. It can be very unsettling when we've got our mind just saying all of these things and we don't know which way to turn, or we don't know exactly what the right decision to make is. So we're definitely going to get a few different themes for you to focus on this month. So I'm going to set your card aside and we'll see how it is they're guiding you for the month, especially as it concerns any decisions that you may make or how to get more in touch with and use your intuitive abilities that we all have. So let's see what we have here for you. The meandering pathway and the flow. Love this. So the intuitive flow. Spirit guardian of autumn and letting go. Already this feels really good. This energy together. And Pegasus transcending. So you're getting the title card there. Wow. Oh, yeah. Okay. They're noting that these are like, we're hopping. This 24-6, 35-8, 28-10. 6, 8, 10. So it's like you're hopping. So you may be hopping forward. You may see some real progress happening this month. Clearly we have transcendence here, transcending with the Pegasus. So there's a need for surrender, surrendering perhaps the mind, if you will, and releasing and tuning into the flow here in order to be able to rise above. You may be looking at a bigger perspective. You may be guided to get those light bulbs by just giving yourself a rest or giving your mind a rest and using your intuition. In your card says all aspects of life, in all aspects. So it's not just for one area. Maybe you've been focused on one particular area of indecision, so area of life where you have to make choices, but your card is telling you that this is a full month where all of the aspects that you are faced with, that you're working on, all aspects of life, you're going to be working your intuition to be able to guide you there. So we are going to clarify and get much more information for you here with the tarot on these three themes: flow, letting go, and transcending. This is lovely. I mean, in and of itself, this month will be a rising month for you if you lean into this. Letting go is all about receiving, right? You're making space. And if you're flowing as you're doing that and allowing yourself to rise, I mean, sky's the limit. That's what it feels like. This energy combination is really liberating. It feels very freeing this month for you, group number 2. Okay, let's see what we have connected to the meandering path and flow. The 9 of Water, this is the 9 of Cups. This is an emotional fulfillment card with the 9 of Air. Wow, okay, I want to put these this way. 2 9, so something is closing, something is ending, and it feels like the flow is allowing your worries and your cares to turn into a fulfilling energy, or the focus is completely shifting as you start to flow. So even this 9 of Air is very nice. It feels peaceful with all these doves. She's like becoming a dove, almost to rise above, right, and transcend. But a 9 of Air or a 9 of Swords, in and of itself, is quite a worrisome mental card. And because we have the indecision really leading this reading, overarching energy that you've chosen here, this tells me that the indecision in your mind is meant to be at ease, peaceful. We're tuning instead into the heart center. So the freedom of the mind and the fulfillment of the heart is coming as you allow yourself to begin to flow instead of force, is always what Spirit says. They put them together, those F words, the good and the bad F words, okay? Instead of trying to force things to happen, instead of trying to analytically analyze anything or think through something or overthink something, you're allowing Spirit to take the reins, and that channel that you're opening up as you do that is directly connected to your intuition. And as we know, for you, this is all about surrendering to your intuition, flowing with your intuition. And it looks like your cares and your worries are going to cease. They just showed me that word. Yeah, cease. Your cares and your worries are going to cease. They're like flying away, okay? They're turning into peace doves. So you're going to have this sense, I think, of peace of mind if you allow. The 9 of Water, as I said, is a fulfillment card. Some people talk about it like a wish being fulfilled, but really it talks about your heart overflowing and this sense of fulfillment within your core, right? With your heart center overflowing, finding the treasures, as you can see in the card. So there is a need for you to switch here. The theme is flow, not force. You may want to write that down, group number 2, because it's important. The way that intuition works is certainly not through forcing. If you yell at Spirit and you demand a sign or you demand an answer, they just kind of laugh like, that's humorous. You'll get it in the divine time when the flow allows, and you may need to make space. We're going to see what's connected to this letting go card, but surrendering energy and letting go just creates the space. And if you're in the flow, you will find some fulfillment here for sure. Your mind will be released and at ease, and then you will allow your heart to open up and be fulfilled. I think they're wanting you to remember to make space for Spirit. That's a very common saying that they kind of say a lot. It's like, don't forget to make space for Spirit. Like, if you're thinking through something all the time, there's no space for you to get that answer, that insight. And so it turns into worry, and they want it to be at ease or at peace. They want you to release your mind and allow the flow to take you into an emotional, fulfilling place. where you're noticing the gems, etc. You may find gems of insight come in intuitively for you, opening up the channel as you're doing that. It's like you don't know where it's going to lead you, but you're okay because you're allowing. The flow, of course, is all about allowing instead of pushing. Let's see what's connected to this surrendering energy, this letting go energy, this release. Because if you've been gripping onto something here, they're telling you that it's no longer worth it to do that. You're probably tiring yourself out. You're fighting the flow. And so here they're telling you it's time to let go this month. Let's see what we have connected. Yeah, look at this. This is the rising card. So all signs point to transcendence. We're kind of getting the imagery now. The call card in this deck is the Judgment card. This is a major arcana card that is the card of rising, elevation. Let's see what's connected. Wow, the Eight of Fire, the Eight of Wands. This is a fast manifestation card. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that, but how lovely, group 2. What this combo is saying is, as you allow yourself to release and rise up. Remember, we're looking for higher perspective. We're looking for insight from our intuition. We're not trying to think through things for sure. The worries need to float away, fly away in your mind. Very interested to see what these two cards are with this energy, because this is a card that asks you, it's spirit, I call it the spirit calling card. They're like basically asking you to rise, come out of what it is that you're doing, release whatever it is that you've been doing. We are calling you up now. It's an ascension energy, so we're looking for you to elevate here. It may be that you just need to see an elevated perspective and you need to release in order to be able to do that. It may be that you're meant to rise to the next level and you've been overthinking about it and they just want you to let that go and allow yourself to rise, right? Allow yourself to flow into that. Allow yourself to follow what's fulfilling. Do the things that create joy in your life, okay? Because with an Eight of Fire, eights are about manifestation and this is a fast energy. So as you allow that release to happen or that surrender and you leave room for spirit, they're calling you up. So this may be a really quick rising to the top. It may be a fast elevation point. You may find that you're getting insights or messages that are blowing your mind, you know what I mean? Because there's space for it now. You may find that the flow starts to move a bit quicker or there's room for the flow, so you start to accelerate on certain things because these two together is like we're moving fast upward and we're moving into a transcendent theme here. So for you, group 2, it's imperative that you release. You're not going to find the answers that you're looking for anytime usually when you are thinking too much about it and worrying about it. Like, worry does not work. It only brings more things to worry about, essentially. And so they're just going like, in July, we just need you to surrender. Surrender and surrender again. Let it go. Allow yourself to move into a practice of letting go and feel and see yourself making this space for new, amazing things to come in quite quickly. Elevated opportunities, elevated insight, higher perspective to come in and they're saying motivate, but it feels like momentum, right? If you run into an issue here in July, this is a very supportive card that sees your spirit team showing up for you without a shadow of a doubt to help you through a challenge or an obstacle very quickly. So whatever it is that you're facing here, this tells me in July, you will have support in leveling up, moving around it, moving through it, being able to release it, etc. There's a lot of support here, but your part in this clearly is the release, is the letting it go, is the surrendering to spirit and leaving space. I love this. And if you're like, well, what do I do if I'm not, consumed by this thing, or if I'm not thinking about this, or if I'm not worrying about this, what do I do? We move back into the flow, right? Because we're looking for the transcending energy, which we're going to clarify here so we can have more insight about how we stay in this kind of alignment. But just flow, right? Release the worries of your mind, let go, and then find what brings you fulfillment. Like, what makes your heart sing? What brings you joy? What makes you happy? That's what you want to be doing most of in July. not worrying or holding tightly, and then see what comes up, because your intuition is going to guide you no matter what. Okay, Pegasus and Transcending. Four of Fire, lovely. Four of Wands and the King of Wands. All fire here. Wow. This is very powerful energy together, these two. Yeah. Okay, and look at his heart here. This happens here in the flow. You start paying attention to your heart and you're ascending to the mastery position in the suit of fire, the suit of wands. This king is such a creative and inspiring like powerhouse. He is the leader that can, I always think of him as like the leader that can sell you anything that you just can't help but follow, that you're enamored by, that maybe you think is super attractive or handsome. He's very passionate about the work he does, etc. So to have that happening in this transcendence vibe, plus a Four of Fire, the Four of Fire is, or Four of Wands, is a very beautiful and celebratory commitment card. So you can see here, you're ascending, you're transcending, and you're ascending to a position of authority here and making commitments to do that. You're either choosing for yourself a different way. That may certainly be part of it, meaning you're saying yes to something that feels like it connects to you, your spirit, your soul, your purpose right now. This release here is going to bring something in, okay, and it's going to call you to the top. You are ascending here. You're ascending and transcending in the month of July. You may just be feeling that fire and go, you know what? I have passion around this and I'm going to commit to it, or I'm going to say yes to this and it feels really good. And it puts you at the top of your game. It makes you feel like you're in a leadership position. You may just feel like when you release the worry, all of a sudden, everything looks brighter and better, and you're just so inspired, and you feel this creativity like blooming within you, and it just has to get out. And in order to be able to do that, you're transcending any kind of worry that might, or fear that might hold you back, and you're making these decisions to put it into motion. You know, she's playing the flute here, but it's like she's, they said the Pied Piper. They said that. That's funny. It's like you're calling people to you instead of trying to chase after something. You are the leader here. You're the one who's just being you and stepping into your fire and saying yes to that. And that changes everything, they just said. And that changes everything. So you need to follow your inspiration. There's no room for inspiration if you're worrying and stressing. So this month, your themes are definitely setting you up for a leadership role, and perhaps people noticing you making really cool decisions or commitments that people are going to celebrate. So you might, have an opportunity come along and your intuition is like, this is it. This is it. Say yes to it. It's it. Like, don't overthink it. And in that case, people will be very, very inspired in the future. They'll be so happy to have you on. You're looked at like a leader, group number 2. And maybe you've forgotten that. You've just gotten up in your head. You've been too busy. You need to just settle back into the flow. Remember your why. Remember what fills your heart. Release, surrender, answer the call. They're calling you up. Something's going to come in here, and you are going to transcend that worry and fear and that stress that you've been dealing with and just step into this leadership position. You can't really deny this combo. This combo may just mean, I know I'm a leader, I'm remembering that this month, and I'm going to commit to myself and what inspires me and my passions, and I'm going to do this. And then it's like shining a spotlight on yourself. You know what I mean? It's like saying, yes, turn the spotlight on me. I'm ready. But it's like you have to get up through the clouds. You got to have that freedom happening. We see it here, and of course she's got fairy wings, but you can really feel it with both of these, that there needs to be some freedom. There needs to be some space made for this fire to bloom, blossom, erupt. And then once you feel that, again, higher perspective, you'll be up above. It almost feels like there's no way you're going to be able to say no to it. Once you've answered the call, it's like you're on the rise. Let's go. So interesting. I wonder how this is going to manifest for you, most certainly, group number 2, because it does feel so good. And it almost feels like things may start to pick up steam. Like you get a little spark here, you get a little spark there. Your heart starts to feel full. Your mind is feeling a whole lot more at ease. And then you just remember your light. Or you get sparked by something and you're like, wow, this is in total alignment with what my passion is. There's no way my intuition is denying this. Like your intuition says yes, and it pulls you right out of indecision and right up the elevation. The elevation is very palpable in this spread for you. Group number 2, it's exciting energy. But first, there has to be the release and the commitment to the flow. Let's see what more information we can get for you here. And messages, card number 40, morning. The world awaits, group 2. I love this. This is like waking up in the morning and feeling like excited, right? Excited to get out of bed, excited to do what it is that you love to do. If you've been like dreading things, again, overthinking, forcing, stressing, worrying, the shift happens here in this month for you if you allow. The world awaits you. Watch out for your ego, right? You don't want to be in the low expression of these cards, which would be like very egotistical. A king of fire can be scary when he's reversed because he's using fire in a way that is burning things to the ground, throwing it at people, projection, anger, all of this other energy that you don't want to be in. So you got to watch your ego here. But I think that there is going to be a spotlight that wants to shine on you if you allow. And staying humble in that space and just really connecting to the joy that you feel, right? The joy that fulfills your heart, what makes you happy, doing the thing you love, making time for that, and just feeling really good when you get up in the morning. Wow, look at that too. Okay, you can be your own knight. They're basically saying the power is in your hands. Yeah, they're talking about fighting for what it is that you want, like fighting for what it is that you're passionate about. I really love this energy together. This is like, I'm reclaiming my power. I'm trusting spirit. I know that I can do this. I know that I can make these moves now. And I feel differently. So the higher perspective happens. Once this transcendence energy really takes shape for you, the way that you wake up in the morning is different. The way that you go about the day, you feel like you're being guided, right? We're going to put your card back in the middle here now. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. I feel like I want to put like a period there. Like it's a very powerful statement that you've got to like keep reiterating and remembering throughout the month so that you don't get caught up in your mind. This is a spirit-led month for this group for sure. If you want to learn more about your spirit team, how to work with them, all of that, check out the description box. I have resources for you there if you're wondering who's on your spirit team, because all aspects means you're dealing with a team. You're dealing with a whole team. This isn't a particular area of life. This is kind of like moving things forward in all areas. So even though you might be feeling this fire in one area of your life, perhaps let's just say your career, right? We'll just say that because it's easy. You feel really creative. You're coming at things differently. It feels really amazing. You're waking up in the morning, rearing to work on this project, rearing to, get to work and show up and feel you're smiling and, et cetera, et cetera. The spotlight's on you and you're loving it. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to tune into your intuition for like what to eat for breakfast, Okay, for the small things as well as the bigger things. Yes. Okay, let's get some more guidance for you now. Group 2. I see it. I want the stones. 1. Master the step you are on. Thank you. That's that feeling of the ego. I was feeling like, ooh, we got to be careful here. Tread lightly with your ego because just notice it. Just keep it in check because this kind of energy can see you quickly ascending and feeling like, for lack of a better way to say this, the man, yes, it's like, look at me. Yes, this is amazing. I love it. absolutely, top of your game. You're just feeling really good about yourself, like strutting, Yeah, they're showing me like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever, when he's strutting down the the sidewalk, down the street. Just feeling real good about yourself. So this is a kind reminder from Spirit to just remember to be present in this. It's like, don't get too big of a head. Yeah. Okay, a lightning bolt. Avoid hateful thoughts as they are just as hurtful as physically striking someone. Woo! Again, clapping on your mind, like talking about your mind there. Nothing negative. This feels like freedom and power together because your intuition is guiding, is like running the show, right? It's flow, it's divine orchestration, it's things speeding up exactly when they're supposed to, it's you rising exactly how it is that you're supposed to. But it's not because you're in your mind and super ego, being led by your ego. That does not feel like what's happening. If you lean into that energy, you may find yourself in worry and indecision again. And that is the perfect time. It's the perfect reminder or flag for you to go, wait a minute. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. What is my inner self saying? Oh, yes. They're talking about, if you have dreams, you want to pay attention to them. They're talking about that here. They just said that. You might have really cool dreams, powerful dreams, inspiring dreams. So you want to pay attention to them. And then you're feeling like, ooh, yes, let's put this into motion. Let's ask further about this. Very cool. Okay, we're going to close your reading, group number 2, with a couple of affirmations to take with you. I have the courage to be the happiest, healthiest version of myself. And again, master the step you're on. So if you're doing something to shift things, change things, making the change for the better, right? Flowing, not forcing, surrendering, not controlling, rising, not keeping yourself small, not staying in fear, you're going to be tapping into your courage in order to feel joyful and happy and healthy. It's like a healthy dose of inspiration and creativity and love and joy. Nice. Okay, and I see it. This one. I give me space to breathe in this moment and recognize there is beauty in life's pauses. So this is a timing energy. So I just want you to, this is a nice reminder from Spirit, particularly for this spread for you, group number 2. This is a reminder that it's divine time. It's not on your timing. So if you're like, well, why isn't this moving faster? I've done all the things. It's like, are you flowing? Because if you're wondering why it's not moving any faster than it's meant to, that's not the flow. That's questioning Spirit. And by all means, question Spirit. I do all the time. And they'll just be like, it's not meant to happen yet. Sorry, check back later. That's it. It's just like, this is the divine truth. There's a divine flow. If there's a pause in your month, it's about surrendering and surrendering again. Allow yourself to transcend at the speed that you are meant to, because if you were supposed to transcend quicker, you would, right? That's what you have to remember. So take those pauses, take care of you, make sure that you're paying attention to what your mind is doing this month, group number 2, because that's the thing that's going to really interrupt your intuition. You want your mind and your intuition to be working together. You don't want your mind overpowering your intuition, because you won't be able to step into this fulfillment and answer the call to transcend. You won't be able to release. You'll still be holding on. And it's okay if you find yourself in those moments. I mean, we're human beings, but just be aware of it and conscious of it as you move through the month to help you make the best decisions for yourself and step into this light. Sometimes that's pausing for the cause. Sometimes that's taking a nap. Sometimes that's stretching instead of going for a crazy hardcore workout, okay? It's flow. Flow, release, transcend. So I hope that this serves you for the month. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a like, hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment down below if something resonated for you here, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss my future readings. It was my absolute pleasure to read for you. Such lovely energy you've got to step into this July. And I hope that this serves you again, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the third card, the health card. I will honor the vessel that enshrines my soul for your reading. So we are going to be tapping into some themes for this month for you, the month of July. The health card is obviously talking about the physical vessel. However, health definitely is a whole energy, right? So could be your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, your physical health, of course, your energetic health. So we may get to dive into a few different areas as it concerns your health for this month. So we're going to get a couple of themes for you, or a few themes here on the basis of your health. So let's see what we have. I'm just going to set your card aside here. We'll bring it back in a bit. Honoring your health is the overarching energy for July. Aha, transmutation, the phoenix. That's always a feeling of burning something away to rise. So something is transmuting energy, etc. Let's see. Storm spirit and chaos, being in the eye of the storm. Chaos is not always chaos. We have to remember that. When you have storm spirit energy, it usually means there's probably something surrounding you that's dramatic or overblown or stressful or overbearing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the one who needs to be in the chaos. So we'll definitely be finding out more about that. And gratitude. Interesting. Looks like you're going to be rising above the chaos this month and stepping into a more gracious space, a more appreciative energy. Things may happen to help you out of the chaos this month, especially when it concerns your health. Again, if there's been something that's chaotic in your health, I mean, we will get more information, but this is something that you're able to rise above and probably going to feel so good about. There may be something that you need to do in order for that to happen. But that's why we're clarifying, group number 3. It's just important to remember that you're a whole being when we're talking about health. And since that is, a card that was provided for us for July, this or this? This? No, this one. Yeah, okay. Since that was a card provided for us for July and you've chosen it, that means you have to think of yourself as a whole being. They're not separate. Your mind isn't separate from your energy, right? Your body is not separate from your emotional body. It seems like it is, but it's not. So you're a whole being. So if there's chaos in some area of your life, it can be affecting your health in a way that you don't seem like it's not super logical. I'll just say that. It is logical once you dig into the whole being that you are. So just be open to like a whole health perspective, not just the physical self. If you got something going on, you're honoring the physical vessel that enshrines your soul. So if you've got something physical going on, it's probably started somewhere else and is manifesting physically, right? So it may be in your mind or in your emotional body or your energy or some chaos that's been going on. We definitely need more information, so let's get to that. First, we'll start with the Phoenix energy and the transmutation. What are you rising above and what information do we need here? The 3 of air, look at that. That's a 3 of swords. I call this the most difficult card in the tarot. This is a card that's very difficult. It's painful energy, hurt, heartache can come from this, something that's been worrying you, something coming back from the past over and over again to bother you in your mind. And the Ace of Earth, a new opportunity, a new path here on the physical plane. So this is, this is your mind and this is your body. If we're talking about areas of you, pieces of you, okay? And so it looks like there's been some real fire, perhaps chaos in the mind, something from the past that was very hurtful, traumatic, a difficult experience. It may be coming back around in July and maybe it's bothering you or has been bothering you. They're telling you specifically, group number 3, not to allow it to affect your health first and foremost. I know that's so easier said than done, believe me, I know. But with the Phoenix, you're able to transmute the energy and actually look at it as an opportunity for you to begin again or to thrive in a different way. This stag here has big, big horns. That's a leadership energy. An ace of earth or an ace of pentacles is an opportunity on the physical plane. If we're talking about your body, this is an opportunity for you to readjust, reset your body, right? So it has to do with your mind, the fire that's been happening, and it's time to burn that away is what they're saying. The high expression of a 3 of air or a 3 of swords is beautiful. It allows you to redirect your mind to think of the past in a different way that serves you. It has a creativity energy to it with a 3. So creatively thinking about the trauma or the past experience that may be kind of not hammering you right now, but maybe creating some chaos. If it's popping up in your head, you're thinking about it. This could be something that you lost, someone you lost. It could be a really difficult or abusive, traumatic experience that happened to you. And, even if you've done the healing work, even if you've been going on a great kind of healing journey, we are human beings and things come back up when we need to release them again. We need to transmute them. We need to shift them. So this is a theme for you, the transmutation energy, realizing you have the power and that it doesn't need to, it can be an opportunity for you. That's basically what they're saying. So whatever is popping up that is causing you some worry, stress, chaotic energy, which again, we're going to look at this in just a second to give us more info. But if it's coming back up, and it's hurting you in any way, you have an opportunity to transmute it. You have the ability to do that. That's what they're saying. You've got to honor what's coming up, right? In order to be able to shift the energy and rise above it. I want to see what this chaos energy has for you here, because that will help us understand maybe how to say yes to this opportunity, to embrace this opportunity. Okay, chaos card. 8 of air. Okay, exactly. Queen of water. Lovely. Okay, this is nice. Nice coupling here. Very good insight from Spirit for you here, group number 3. The 8 of swords is a card of, in low expression, a card of mental illusion and victimization. So this is exactly what they're talking about. Okay, so what we were saying here with the 3 of air, the 8 of air or the 8 of swords is telling me that the chaos is right now of your own making, right? We don't want to step into that. Maybe someone's bringing it up again. And so you start thinking about it in your head. Maybe the way someone is communicating about something is triggering you, okay? And like I said, you have the power here to use this as an opportunity to transmute that energy. And what they're telling us here with this card is that it's in your head. It's not the truth. An 8 of swords is, I call it, you're getting the cards that I have names for. This is, I call the PTSD card. I call this card the bitch slap card, because if you want to lie to yourself when you get an 8 of swords, your spirit team just keeps bringing it up. They don't want you to be holding yourself hostage in your mind with fear or illusion or with past traumas and past hurts. They want you to tell yourself the truth. So this is a manifestation card that tells you whatever it is that you think you're going to call in. And we want to avoid chaos. Instead, they're giving us the answer. They're saying the power of your mind will manifest whatever it is that you desire, or whatever it is that you're thinking about, you're going to feel with a Queen of Water or a Queen of Cups. So it's important to choose out of the drama, choose out of the chaos, to notice that this is not just an invitation for you to step back into those narratives, re-experience the pain again, to punish yourself, go over and over a past situation that was hurtful. It's not an invitation for you to do that. So they're bringing this up for you this month because it's meant to either negatively affect your health, because you're not honoring yourself and what you need, or to help you bust through fears and bust through illusions, especially mental ones, and tell yourself the truth. You are loved, you are safe, you are cared for. A Queen of Water is so good at being compassionate to others and giving love to herself. She knows how to take care of her heart. She knows how to take care of her emotions. So it's going to be so important that you honor your body, especially physically here. Do what your body needs to do. Don't ignore it. And then look at what your mind is doing to your health. Because if you're telling yourself lies and you're living in the past hurt or past pain, that you're going to feel the chaotic energy. Instead, they're telling you take care of yourself, love yourself more, be understanding, have some compassion for yourself, give yourself what you need. So honoring your emotions is going to be such a big deal. I'm just noticing here, this almost looks like a representation of what Zeus in this card. You see he's throwing the lightning bolt. So it's going to come up, I think, for you this month, group 3. It's like a challenging energy, or when spirit kind of checks on us, they bring something up. Again, you may feel that it's triggered by, it could be anything. Could be the person saying it, someone random saying a word, and you're like, oh my God, that just got me in a spin, thinking about this. The key is to remember that the opportunity that you have is to step out of the chaos and to love yourself through it, right? To not allow the trappings of your mind to tell you tons and tons of lies, or get trapped in prisons of fear, etc. The truth will set you free here. So look around you in your present moment, ground yourself, and go, no, I have the ability to have compassion and understanding for myself. I can take care of my heart here. I am powerful, and I will transmute this energy. You have the ability to do that. Even in the chaos, you've got this transmutation sitting here, and then gratitude. So your themes are around, what do we do with this chaos? And I love to see that they're telling you, they're giving you the answer. Right. Everybody's nodding in spirit when I say that. That's like when I'm right on channeling, it's like a big nod, a collective nod from spirit. And that's what they're saying. So this is not meant to harm you. Again, that's not the goal. You're not meant to relive something. You're meant to transmute it, to rise above it, to shift it, to allow it to empower you, and to make you feel stronger and healthier. Let's see what's under the gratitude bluebell fairy. You've got 2 6s here, 6 and 6. That's nice. 6s are like harmony energy. It almost feels like the chaos is sort of like a trick. So just watch out for it. Let's see what we have under gratitude. Okay, 7 of water. And you can see she's kind of looking at all of the fish and the shell. She's trying to decide. 3 of water. Oh, wonderful. So it's all emotional energy. This is a joyful, celebratory card. This is a card of dreams and decisions. This feels like, this is very, very good energy. This feels like whatever your heart desires, if you choose that, you will always have joy. You will always have something to be grateful for. It's like remembering that you get to choose how you feel. You don't have to let something take over you and take over your emotions, basically. They just said make you sick. They just literally said that phrase. So you don't have to allow something to make you sick. You've got half of the cards are emotional cards, right? Water, emotions, cups. So half of the energy, we're pulling 6 cards. That's not very many cards from the tarot, and half of them are dealing with your emotional body. So we're focusing on gratitude and rising above, even in the face of chaos. Focus on what it is that you can celebrate. With this coupling, I would say they're asking you to focus on your dreams, focus on the good things, right? Pick out the things that feel joyful to you. Choose what you're going to place your heart on, is how they're saying it literally. Choose what you're going to place your heart on. It's almost the feeling, group 3, of not giving your heart to something that you don't truly love or desire anymore. And I think that they're trying to get in through the mind, right? So it's because if we think something, then we're going to feel based on that thought. And this tells me that you're meant to choose to love yourself more, to have compassion for yourself, and to choose joyful experiences with joyful people. You have every ability to choose this month. Stepping into gratitude may be the line in, that may be the channel in. You may feel the gratitude for yourself and how you're taking care of yourself or the people around you. That's beautiful energy as well. But it's because you're not getting caught up in like the past or lies illusions in your mind or fears that might be holding you back. The focus, 50% of that focus is on making sure that you're emotionally taken care of and that your body is doing what it needs to. Even if it needs a new, it could be like a new program, a new way to do something, a new path, a new opportunity, like physically, even if that comes up, fine. It's to help you stay in this alignment of love with your emotional body, to choose loving things for yourself, to choose loving thoughts, perhaps. I feel like this group is definitely, you've got themes that are spirit check-in themes, and they want you to feel your power and then feel this energy, this gratitude, love. I'm in charge of my choices. I'm in charge of what I feel. Right? I get to choose that. I don't need to be wrapped up in this storm, even if you throw a lightning bolt at me. I know what I'm thinking, and I'm going to choose my truth, and I'm going to choose to take care of myself here. I'm going to choose. It's like a very willing energy. Let's get some more messages for you here. Look at that. Yes, you can. You're literally smashing that thing. Villain, you can always rewrite the story. Exactly. You are rising above it. You're transmuting it, right? You're turning something into something else, into something better. They just said, thank you. Better, into something better. I feel like you're not going to get tricked. You know, that's what happens in The Little Mermaid. That's what this is reminding me of. And I mean, we're looking at all these mermaids. It's like, you know, she gets tricked by Ursula, and she's about to smash that shell and get her power back. Yes, do it. Rewrite the story, right? Rewrite the past. There's nothing that says you can't do that, okay? You don't have to stay in a victimized state, or you don't have to stay in the trauma of it all. You can choose to rewrite the story. Don't let that villain win. Thank you. Yes. And yeah, you have so much water. I feel like predominantly this is talking about your mental and emotional health here. Okay, raindrops, take a chance on them. Aw, that's nice. This could mean many things. Again, we're getting the water, but rain is such a clearing element. I love it when it comes up and you have, like, if you have a chance this month and it rains and you have a chance to just go out in it, like, let it cleanse your system, let it cleanse your energy, your emotional body, your spiritual self, etc. Do it. Ooh, and these are consecutive, 38 and 39. You can always rewrite the story, take a chance on them. Maybe it's taking a chance on you. Maybe it's taking a chance on a friend. Maybe it's taking a chance on a choice that you need to make, taking a chance on gratitude, allowing yourself to go, no to this, right? I'm not doing that. I'm rising above it. I'm transmuting it. I'm going to use it for my benefit now. I know I can do this, and then I'm going to. Also, I just feel like you're going to be cleansed here, and I can't help but notice the fairies. So fairies are elemental guides. So you may want to check in with the fairies and see if you've got any kind of fluttering around you there to help you through this energy. Yeah. Also, there's this feeling of protection, right? With the umbrella. It feels like, yeah, it's like they're checking on you, group number 3. So just know that you have the ability to transcend, number 1, that when chaos arises, you don't have to lean into it. Number 2, you can rewrite the story, step into gratitude, allow yourself to be cleansed, and you are being protected as you do so. Perhaps by these fluttering fairies. You may want to see if you've got fairies happening for you. Fairies are the easiest to get in touch with, hear, feel in nature. So maybe you're meant to be around some water, perhaps, by the beach. Or if you go out in the rain and you cleanse your energy and all of a sudden you feel like there's a sprite or a fairy fluttering around. Don't say I didn't warn you. Fairies are great. Great guides to connect to. They often feel very joyful. Like whenever I think of a fairy, I think of a 3 of Cups. So this group, I would look into it. If you want to know more about the spirit guides that are on your team or available to you, some basic lineup of guides, check down in the description for that. I definitely have a handbook and a resource that you can use. Elementals, love that. Okay, let's get some more guidance for you. Devote yourself to discovering the highest truths. So again, We're not getting caught up in our mind. We're not getting caught up in the past. We're not getting caught up in lies. You're meant to devote yourself this month to making sure that you're telling yourself the truth and understanding your power in that. I feel like you are rewriting something. Like there is something that is not just being transmuted, but you're like literally shifting the story. Like, and there's there's nothing that says that you can't do that. When we have memories, they're not accurate, right? They're not accurate, okay? That's the beauty of our mind. So remember what it is that made you feel fulfilled as opposed to what harmed you. That is easier said than done sometimes, especially with a Three of Swords popping up. But for some reason, this group is dealing with a health energy that they can empower themselves with. So you guys are able to transmute that energy. It's not always easy to do that, and sometimes we're not in the right space to be able to do it, or we need to feel certain things, get to certain markers. But perhaps this month you're in a state where you're able to literally transcend the chaos, to transmute it. You take the chaos, you take the old, you take the hurt, you take the pain, and instead of using it to like put a dagger in you again, you're like, no, I'm going to turn this dagger into a flower, and you're like, this smells great. I love the way this smells. And it just feels so much better. Yeah, the full-on gratitude. Like, look, it's all coming down from spirit. And by the way, bluebell fairy. Maybe you have a bluebell fairy. I mean, check on the fairy element for you guys, for sure. Learn to keep your heart open and soft through the trials of life. And that is all this water. It's compassion for yourself, understanding what it is that you've been through. If other people don't understand, listen, group 3, that's okay. They don't need to understand how you feel. No one can actually understand how you specifically feel. It's your life path, and you're meant to kind of feel through it. And everybody has their own individual experience. So they're telling you to stay soft, be kind to yourself as you move through this. Again, I'm bringing this up and just telling you bluntly, but everybody has stuff that they're like lying to themselves about, or stuff from the past that they're thinking about that isn't really helpful. It's causing them harm. So this isn't to say that anything's wrong with you, or you're bad, or whatever, or your health is bad. It just means that this month you're getting a chance now to really honor yourself, your emotional health, your mental health, what it is that you've been through, and take your power back to transmute that energy, rewrite that story, and just step into full gratitude. I think it feels lighter to me by the end of the month for this group. Yeah. I'm saying this. I know I keep repeating myself, but check on the fairies, because they're bringing this lightness to the spread. Okay, we are going to close with a couple of affirmations for you. Feel free to use them if they resonate. I release my negative thoughts, embracing positivity and optimism. I mean, that goes without saying, I would say. Thank you, Spirit. Totally releasing the negative for the positive, not getting caught up in the chaos or the drama. Yes. No matter who is igniting that or where it's coming from. And final affirmation for you. Wow. This has shown up in this position now. You are group 3, so for every single group. So there is a divine orchestration energy going with this timing. I give me space to breathe in this moment and recognize there is beauty in life's pauses. That is crazy. It's shown up for every single group. This is about trusting in the timing of things and knowing that sometimes it's okay to take a break. And in your case, group 3, to love yourself, to notice the beauty of just relaxing or having gratitude or not getting swept up in the chaos immediately, but giving yourself a moment to kind of breathe and, be honest and look at what your mind is doing and go, you know what? I'm going to be soft right now. I'm going to be nice to myself. I know where this is coming from, but I'm not going to believe it. So here's what I'm going to tell myself instead, or this is what I'm choosing to believe about myself now. Breathing in the moment and recognizing there's beauty in the pauses. Wow. This is all up to you, I feel, with the help of Spirit. So expect that something's going to spark here for you in July, group 3, but that you have everything you need to not just handle it, but rise above it and move into this massive expanded gratitude energy, which is so beautiful. You've got such an emotional support system going on here from Spirit to help you shift the way that you're thinking about, specifically, I believe, the past, right? Because that's what we have already lived. You don't know what the future holds, but this kind of sets up your health for the future. Honoring, yes, your physical vessel, but especially honoring how you're feeling and what you're thinking. So I hope that this serves you for July. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out and helps the video get viewed by others. If you know someone who would like to pick for July, please feel free to share it with them, share the link with them. If you'd like to leave me a comment because something resonated with you in the reading, that would be beautiful. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you've hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next readings. It was my absolute pleasure to do this reading for you, group number 3, and I hope you have a beautiful month. I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, group 4, and welcome to your reading. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the 4th card option here, and loneliness. I know that I am never alone. So we are going to be looking at your themes for the month of July, and this card choice is already giving super supportive vibes for you. If you've chosen this pile, you can tell that the universe wants you to know that there are many, many forces at work surrounding you and guiding you and loving you and supporting you and protecting you. So the focus for you, if you've chosen this pile, group 4, is really around remembering that you are an individual being, yes. However, you are also a divine being and you are connected to all of the other energies in the world and beyond, right? You do have a spirit team. You are never alone. There are divine forces at play that are supporting you no matter what. So let's take a look at the cards we have initially for you for the month. I'm going to move your card to the side if we can remember this image. I think it's a beautiful illustration of the energy that is supporting you this month, especially if you've been feeling sort of separate, alone, or detached. Let's see what we have here for you. Earth, spirit, and stability. Lovely. That's a grounding energy. Making sure that you feel stable. Dragon and power. That feels enchanting. And look at it. It feels like that dragon is protecting her and the sphere here. And spirit guardian of spring and activation. So something lovely is coming, is being activated for you this month. Something is blossoming, blooming, etc. Okay, let's get some more information for you. I love a stability card because it always helps to ground you in your being. As I was saying, you are a physical being and a divine being and of operating at the same time while you're in the vessel. So it can be sometimes easy for us to forget our divinity if, you know, life is difficult or you don't feel like you have the support on the physical plane happening, or you just feel like things have been really rough or low, or like it's, you know, it's not going your way. Or it's hard. It's just hard. You know, sometimes life is hard. And so this energy here, first and foremost, is meant to ground you back into your being and help you to understand that you are stable, you are strong, you are supported, you are protected. So let's see what we have coming up here for you. We've got the 7 of Water and the Messenger of Earth. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So these two cards combined are interesting because it allows you to put your choices into play. So whatever it is that you truly want to feel, you're making choices in alignment with that. And a Messenger of Earth, a Knight of Earth, is telling you, you know, look at her. She's got her antlers on and she is doing what she needs to do, making decisions for herself and moving forward. This is a stability card. So it's movement from a place of stability for sure. And it's practical movement. It's doing the things that that are logical is kind of how they're giving it to me. This is the slowest moving night. So this is not a rushed energy that you have here. So there's a bit of a theme going on for you in July to help you understand if you're not feeling supported here to get stable again. we take small steps, we make maybe small decisions, small choices. You're able to choose from the heart to do something that feels good to you. And it doesn't need to be a huge thing. It could just be giving to yourself in a different way than you're used to. It may be making a practical choice that makes you feel more stable. It may be connected to a dream that you have for the future where you're saying, you know, this is what I imagine for myself. And this month I am going to choose firmly to take the first step in doing that. Usually a messenger or a knight of earth does not move at a quick pace because they want to make sure that they're moving on stable ground, that they're not moving on shaky ground. They don't try to run forward. It's like we stay grounded in our being, right? You are reconnecting to your physicality, your body, your place on this earth, remembering that there is a part of you that is physical, that is meant to be here right now for some reason, and that it's safe for you to move ahead. This movement is going to create some more stability for you, but it's only if you're choosing from a place of heart-centered energy, meaning you don't want to choose from the mind if you're getting a 7 of water. It's like choosing what's best for you, what feels most joyful for you, what feels most loving for you. So you're taking steps that are in alignment with what your heart needs and wants. You're not doing things because somebody else told you to do them, especially if they're making you feel unstable, if they're making you feel out of whack. This energy to me also is like if you're going to invest in something or spend money on something, on yourself or any kind of investment, the last thing you want to do is make a choice or make an investment that feels shaky or unstable. This is about making very beautifully stable and secure investments in yourself and making those moves that make sense, that feel good. It's like testing the waters and going, oh yeah, this all lines up. If you have to do some research around it, like your heart's like, I'd really love to do this, and you have this big dream, then you're following your heart and making those choices, but you're not doing it all at once. You're just taking that one step. And you may find that you have way more support than you initially imagined that you would in doing this. And it's all because you're leaning into making choices that they're saying are spirited. So spirited choices, but choices from the heart, doing something that you love, maybe spending time with people that you love, allowing yourself to have that extra moment to go, yeah, this feels like a good step. Not feeling pressured into taking that step, but taking it easy, taking it slow, regaining your foundation, regaining your stability in yourself and your path. You are meant to be here, group number 4, even if you're feeling like, what am I doing here? This is really difficult, or I feel like I'm all alone. You're incarnated for a reason. They're trying to get you back into a secure energy, and they're protecting you while doing that. And they're really asking you to look to your heart to make the best choice, and then do so not cautiously, but practically. Don't try to do a list of 20 things. Do just a list of one thing, so that you end the task, or you take the step and you're like, well, that feels good. Like, I feel like I've accomplished something. You may need to move the needle on something that you've just been wanting to do that's very practical, like, I want to clean out this closet or something, right? Instead of trying to clean out the whole closet and feeling like a failure, they're guiding you to become more stable and secure in your own being. And it may seem silly, but, thank you for the guidance. It's like very clear. You clean out one shelf. You do one shelf at a time. And then you feel very accomplished, and you start to regain this foundational stability within yourself. And it feels really good because you have to honor your body. You have to honor your physical existence here. And that's what this is all about, reclaiming that for yourself in small steps. Lovely theme. Love it. Security, stability, protection. Now we move to the dragon with the power energy. This to me says, not only are you protected by powerful sources, probably, which is great. You have it feels like angels to me. I know we have a dragon card, but I feel like you have angelic protection. So I would tap into your archangels, see which one you're guided to work with, call in, etc. If you want resources on that, I have an archangel handbook. You can check that out in the description. So see which one you're feeling called to, invoke them, work with them, and allow the power of their frequency and their guidance and their help and their insight to remind you of your own power. She's sleeping as well. So see, it's like protection at all times. Okay, we've got the 2 of air. Two of Swords, and the Hermit. Wow. Okay, so interesting that she's sleeping and we're getting the Hermit energy. The Hermit card is a solitude card. It can be a card of isolation. Okay, so we want to look out for that this month, especially because you've chosen the loneliness card, group 4. You're never alone, so they don't want you isolating. That would be the reversed energy of this. That would be the lower expression. Instead, you're making choices with a Two of Air. Now, I will say a Two of Swords, Two of Air, can be a card of indecision. It can make you feel like you're going back and forth. Should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? Is this the right thing for me to do? I'm not sure. But because you have it connected to a power energy, I feel like this month you are maybe going to feel revived so that you're not kind of huddling in with yourself by yourself. You may feel that it's okay for you to make a decision to go out into the world, or you feel like something is aligned for you where you can share something like your gifts, your talents. You may just want to go and explore something new, and that's part of taking this step. Like you're like, oh my gosh, I've always loved to paint. I have never painted in such a long time. Like it's been decades since I've painted. You may actually step out of your comfort zone here, claim your power to do that, and it will create the stability energy for you, which is wonderful. We have all these keys, so there's going to be a key piece of information. The Hermit, the solitude energy, is about listening to your inner light, listening to your inner voice. Really, it's introspection and reflection on what it is that you truly desire without the outside noise. So the protection here feels really good. Because she's sleeping and I just can't they keep bringing me to that, it feels like you may have some of these solitude moments where you wake up either feeling refreshed or you feel like have a courageous type of energy as you wake up. It's like, you know what? I know I have the power to do this, so I'm going to take that step now. The Two of Air, again, it can be indecision, but you really are meant to trust your intuition. So the fact that to make the best decision. So the fact that they have the Hermit card coupled with this tells me that there's something within you that can help you make the decision. You have to tune in to your inner light, give it some juice, they said. So it's revive it, reconnect to it, listen to it. Because if your mind's been telling you, I'm all alone, I'm all alone, I'm all alone, that is not the truth. And you're meant to understand that to help you make intuitive decisions. So you've got a decision here and a decision here. You've got choices that you're going to be making in alignment with your own illuminated power. It's like this could be the light here in the Hermit card. Usually there's a lantern, which signifies your inner light. We're listening, we're illuminating what's within us. And that's going to help you make any kind of choice that you need to throughout the month in a powerful frequency. So you're reclaiming that light, and that restores your power to help you make the most intuitive decisions. And I would say from the heart, since you're getting, decision cards. Let's see what we've got activating here for you now. It's like as a result of this, because when you have power with shaky ground, it can just destroy the foundation. It doesn't go as far. Sometimes it just gets toppled over. You have to redo things when you're trying to work from a foundation that is not intact. But you can see here stability and power, they go beautifully together, and that's probably why we're getting an activation energy for you. You're resetting your foundation, you're creating the stability and security, and this allows you to harness the power differently. And here we have something activating, blossoming, blooming. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Six of Earth, Six of Pentacles, the 5 and the 6. I'm going to swap these so that they're consecutive energy. Wow. So you're making a change. That's what this looks like. You're making a change, group 4. The 5 of Earth, 5s are around change, but the 5 of Earth in a reverse position or low expression is really feeling sad, feeling lack, not feeling like you have enough resources, the wherewithal, etc. But we see you reclaiming your power. So the activation here is you realizing, which is the high expression of this 5 of Earth, you realizing you have the power to do and make those changes. You can activate this within yourself. And as we've seen, you're getting half of these cards, 6 cards we're pulling from the tarot, half of them are earth energy. Plus you have a stability energy here, so that's also earth spirit, okay? You've got a lot of earth. It wants to reground you in your positioning on the earth. It wants you to understand that you're important and you're meant to be here at this time. You've incarnated for a reason, right? You're in a physical body right now as you, this time around for a reason, group 4. So the 5 of Earth, it it allows you to make the physical changes that you need to make. It's an empowering card when you can step into the high expression. You can be taken down by this card quite easily if you're only focusing on lack, what you're missing, what you want, what you don't have. So the key here is we're activating the shift. We're activating the power to make the changes, and then we get we move consecutively up the suit to the Six of Earth, which is nice. The Six of Earth is a card that says things are going to be balancing out here for you on the physical plane. Not only are you going to feel that probably physically, you may feel it in your body, you may feel it in your life, you may feel it in your pocketbook, okay, with this energy. You may feel it in your home, you may feel it in your work area. All of the things that deal with your root chakra and the physicality can be balanced out with generosity. This is a very generous card. So as you make the moves, you're activating this generosity. This card is a karmic card as well. So I think that there's something that's waiting on you this month, group number 4, to realize that you have had the power all along. It's like what is it? Wizard of Oz, right? Dorothy energy. Like, you've had the power all along. You just had to find it for yourself or realize it for yourself. Here, you're literally claiming the power and activating this karmic energy. A Six of Pentacles is so nice because the universe, your spirit team, it just responds by giving back. So as you shift and as you make these changes, you come better into balance. So there's this harmony energy, and you start to see it happening and shifting on the physical plane. Things are being given to you. Opportunities are coming in because you're activating them by making this choice. So this is a really powerful month that may not be fast moving, but it's like almost important, right? It feels, well, for lack of a better word, powerful, right? It feels like it's an important month for you to reclaim your spot here on this earth and to shift things, like to not wait for something to change, but to be the change, to reclaim your power from a solid foundation and take that first step, because that step is the change to activate this karmic energy. You may have been in a cycle, and now taking this step and making this change balances the karma right out. This is a very balanced card. As I said, it's harmonious energy, and it has this generosity vibe to it where the universe responds accordingly. So as you take that step, they give you something to represent the step that you're taking. As you choose to claim your power and make the change, the universe responds generously to you, not in the ethers, but on the physical plane. So I have a feeling that if you're leaning into this, if you're really allowing yourself to create stability, if you're understanding, you know what, I am never alone, and I do have the support, not just, again, in the ethereal land, in spirit and universe and energy, but that can be made manifest here on the physical plane. And if I make the choice to make these changes that I can do, doesn't have to be a big change, can be a small change, small steps, the universe will respond generously for me, and I will feel more harmonious and balanced. It feels like there's something activating that's going to help you do that, which is beautiful. Love it. Let's get some more insight for you and direction. Group number 4. This is a resetting month for you. It's resetting your system and reclaiming your power. Voyage, you already have all the answers. Thank you. That's right. That's right. You already have all the answers because you're a divine being. You can tap into that wisdom anytime you want. I feel like I want her to toss the map, you know? Like, throw that map overboard. You don't need it. Your intuition will guide you. Reground yourself. Interesting that she's on a ship in this. So she may not feel super grounded, and they're telling her, you already have what you need. You don't need to be on literal ground. You can be stable no matter what. You have it within you to do that. You already know the step, right? You already know what you need to shift. It's just here we have to claim the power to trust the light within, to trust that intuitive nudge, to trust that knowing, and decide from the heart. Come out of indecision and choose. Ask and choose. Yeah, ask and choose. Trust your guides and your spirit team. And like I said, I feel like there's like a light being energy. So it's a powerful energy. Lavender, surround yourself with love. So perhaps you're choosing to very distinctly decide who you're going to spend time around. Again, we saw this here. They look like they're in a living room having a great time. So it doesn't mean that if you've been kind of hermiting in that you are meant to go out to this huge shindig and be around all these people. That's, you want to act intuitively and feel into what feels right for you. You may just want to invite a few friends over and surround yourself with that loving energy, right? Choose from your heart. This creates more stability. And by the way, it helps you to realize that, oh, right, I know I'm never alone. I might have forgotten that, especially if you've been hermiting, and that's okay. Sometimes we have to hermit in. Sometimes we, want to stay in, or we feel like we need alone time, or we get into a rut with that, and that's okay. It's just now it feels like it's time to invite love into your life again, and it may be just to look at the people that are on this physical plane supporting you, definitely your spirit team, but here I just feel like there's a bit of a gathering, like maybe invite somebody over for a movie night, or accept an invitation from someone that feels good and it feels secure and it feels stable, so that you can trust yourself and regain your power, right? Like listening to that light within and activating something. Maybe that is part of the change that you're meant to be making this month, that's going to allow you to invite even more love into your life. Surround yourself with love. This is the heart card. This is the cups card, the emotional card that you have here. So it's like choosing to surround yourself with love and realizing that you already have what you need. You just have to remember it. That's what it feels like. You're not, it's like you had the power all along, right? You just have to remember that you did. You had it. You don't have to go and get it anywhere. You already have it. You just got to remember that. And then choose and decide and physically take those steps here on this plane to tap into the balanced energy and feeling like, they just said more light on your feet. That's interesting. I would have said, more secure, but they're saying to feel more light on your feet, group 4. Okay, let's get a couple more messages for you now. Yeah, they want this one, the lights. Yeah, candles, looks like. Oh no, they're like those lanterns. Learn and grow from the wisdom of your feelings by allowing yourself to befriend them rather than deny them. So that's pretty on point. Learn and grow from the wisdom of your feelings. You already have the answers. Choose from your heart by allowing yourself to befriend them rather than deny them. So if you've been kind of like, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to move into this, you've got this hermit energy here that's asking you to go into your inner self and perhaps feel or listen in order to be able to, again, reclaim that power that you have and make decisions that feel really good. You want to befriend those emotions instead of shoving them down, denying them, pretending that, yeah, they're saying like, no one can help you. No one's around me. Like that feeling of loneliness, or I don't have what I need, this lack energy. Instead, remember that you do have what you need and listen to your emotional body, because it's going to help you choose what's best for you. Befriend your feelings rather than deny them. Learn and grow from wisdom. And I'm telling you, it's like wisdom you already have. You're just remembering this month. It's going to help you feel much more grounded. No, this one? Okay, they want this one. Looks like a furry rug or something. It says, soften and open back up into love all day long. Surround yourself with love all day long. I feel like I just was supposed to reiterate that. Soften and open back into love. Surround yourself with love all day long. I mean, it's just a nice reminder, right? Feeling your feelings, opening your heart, softening up, opening up. It's like remembering that love exists everywhere and you are a big part of that. Big part of that, group 4. Look at all the support. Yeah, they said all the love, right? So just imagine love is coming from all directions for you. Surround yourself with it. Lovely. Okay. Let's get a couple of affirmations for you now to close your reading. If they feel like they resonate with you, then feel free to write them down, take note of them. You can use them throughout the month, as well as any of these you can turn into affirmations, right? I'm not going to stress out or worry about how things will work out for me. trusting in cycles, trusting in what you're going through and what you have been going through. See, this to me feels like it's banking on those little steps at a time, right? Trusting that it's going to work out if you keep taking the steps, as opposed to worrying and stressing about how it's going to happen and not taking any steps or not making any moves. Just one step at a time. Trust that whatever it is that you're going through it at the exact right time. Soften, right? We're learning, we're growing all the time. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And this month, they're asking you to move a bit. Okay, Spirit, thank you. Let's see what we have to close your reading. Ooh, I love this card. I release my negative thoughts, embracing positivity and optimism. Truth. That's nice. It's like, instead of getting caught up in the trappings of your mind, you're really tapping into your heart center. This group is for sure your spirit, your heart center, trusting in the help that's available and the support that's available, and remembering that love is surrounding you everywhere, surrounding you all day long. Soften back into love all day long. Surround yourself with love. And the big piece of this that I want you to make sure that you take with you through the month of July is that you have it already in you, right? There's stable energy to connect to. You're here for a reason. You're remembering your power. You're not trying to find it somewhere. You're remembering it, and then you're taking action, and that's going to set you up into this activation energy where you start to see the results of that and feel the generosity and the balancing out that comes. So no need to stress or worry. Release those negative thoughts and tap into your heart center. Remember, don't deny your feelings. You're meant to befriend them and embrace them. Embrace love and embrace your true power. Embrace yourself, that divine knowing within you, realizing you're never alone. You never have been. So I hope that this serves you, group number 4, for the month ahead. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up, like the video. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you have your notifications on so you don't miss my future readings. If something resonated with you in this, feel free to leave me a comment down below. And it was my absolute pleasure to read for you today and for the month ahead. Again, I hope this serves you, and I'll see you in the next reading.